Hi, this is Rahul Kapoor and welcome back to our podcast. Our topic for the day is Don't React, Learn to Respond. If a situation arises that irritates us, we immediately react, don't we? And most often we do that in anger. For a better outcome, I think what we need to do is to try to respond instead. And that's what really this podcast is all about. I read something very interesting in a book recently which made a huge impact on me, and I'm certain that you will also have some good nice lessons to learn from this. Let us consider this example. It is pouring one night and you go to a local shopping center to pick up some medicines. The downpour forces you to look for a parking slot close to the pharmacy. To your luck, the parking lot is full, but there are two parking slots right in front of the store that have been occupied by one badly parked vehicle. As there are clearly marked parking bays, there is no valid reason for the car to be parked haphazardly, denying another vehicle the much needed parking space. What are your feelings when you experience something like this? Take a few moments off. Think about it. I want you to think of yourself in that situation. Think of the feelings that you're experiencing now. Perhaps, if my guess is right, you'll feel angry and feel frustrated. Now, let's assume that you finally find a place to park your vehicle. You approach the pharmacy, you run into the driver of the badly parked car and give him a piece of your mind. But the driver just doesn't respond and simply runs out. Infuriated by his behavior, you abuse him in an offending manner. Once you are inside the shop, you get to know that there has been a bad accident nearby and the driver of the car had parked carelessly in order to call the police and an ambulance, and he had come into the pharmacy to pick up first aid for those who were injured in the accident. How do you feel now? Any different? In the first situation, you reacted without thinking, and therefore I am certain that you don't feel good about your behavior. Even now, when you think of your behavior in just the first circumstance, I'm sure you don't feel good about it, right? But the damage is done. Whether it happens in reality or not, the damage is done in your body right now, and you could experience that. And there isn't much you can do about it now, right? So let's see if we can summarize this entire situation using a simple equation. Situation plus reaction is equals to disaster. Now, there was a situation, you reacted, and what you found instead is disaster. That's the end result. The key word here is reaction. Often in life, we react. Be it at home with our siblings, on the road with fellow drivers, or at workplace with our colleagues. And each time we react, we create disasters of sorts for other people and ourselves. Reaction results in tension, creating bitterness in people, and therefore relationships suffer. There is yet another simple but effective formula for success, and that is situation plus response is equals to outcome. There is yet another simple but effective formula for success, and that is situation plus response is equals to outcome. It suggests that when you find yourself in an awkward situation, first ask yourself, what would you really like to have as an outcome of your action? And then respond. You see, the difference here is you're not looking at a situation and reacting directly. You're looking at a situation and then you're focusing on the outcome. What is it that you really want? And therefore then you're going to get into response mode. This will ensure rational thinking takes place before you take any action. Consider once more the previous example of the driver that I just shared with you. If you wanted to communicate to the driver that he was causing inconvenience to others, then that is the message you need to focus on. This allows you to respond and get your message across effectively without hurting anybody's feelings. It is easier said than done because people usually react to most situations. It is almost like going against a habit that you have mastered for many years. And as Stephen Covey says, each of us tend to think we see things as they are, that we are objective. But this is not the case. We see the world not as it is, but as we are, or as we are conditioned to see it. Therefore, we rarely see things from other people's point of view. This causes misunderstandings, differences of opinion, and we tend to lose our temper and often react. The net result is disaster. However, if you are keen to change and want to master the response habit, then take the first step and list down a few situations in which you are turned to react. For example, when you're running late and the traffic is slow moving, chances are that you get irritated with other drivers who are ahead of you. When you are running against time on a project and someone in your team makes a silly mistake, or while waiting that extra minute in the restaurant for your order to be served and you are tempted to react because there was a delay. Now ask yourself a question: what would you really like to have as an outcome for all these situations? Perhaps in the first case, you would like to make a call to the person whom you're supposed to meet and tell him that you're stuck in the traffic and you're running late. Now, if that's the focus, take that action and you should be fine. In the case of a team member, speak to him and find out why the mistake occurred in the first place and give him a chance to make amends, and also check what he can learn from that mistake so that he doesn't repeat it again. In the case of the hotel, well, talk to the waiter and ask him to speed up things for you. You will be surprised at the end result in all of these cases, because what's happening now is that people will be more than willing to help you produce the result that you really want because you responded, you didn't react. Let me warn you that it is not easy to adapt to this new behavior that I've just spoken about. The response ability is not going to be easy. The ability to respond will take time, and you may go wrong once in a way and you may continue to react. However, catch yourself reacting and instead immediately get back into the response mode. This will allow you to do some instant damage control for sure. It is like learning to drive a car or like learning to swim. You make mistakes initially, but with practice, you will get better. We are what we repeatedly do, aren't we? We are what we repeatedly do. And excellence, therefore, is not an act, but it is an habit. Now, if you have to really build a habit, you need to give it time and you have to keep repeating. So repetition and time is the key to the entire thing. So go ahead and start learning to respond. This might just transform your life and relationships forever. This is Rahul Kapoor saying goodbye. And in case you like this podcast, you know exactly what to do. First, like it. Second, share it with your friends. And third, subscribe so that you can get more access to all my work. Thank you very much. Until the next time, you take care of yourselves.